Okay, welcome everyone. This is Dr. Norbert coming to you live from London, England. And tonight we have a quarterfinals game from the Season 12 MCP TTS League. And with me tonight is my good friend and also the reigning TO of the MCP World Team Championship, the mighty Gil Serepi. Hello, Gil. How are you today?
I'm good. Suffering from a little bit of a fever, but I got pills. So
All right, good. I'm glad to hear it. We'll catch up with you in a minute in the post WTC world, but let's take a look at these rosters so that the gentleman here can get started. So we've got Jim Gradwell from England. He is using Dr. Norbert Fan as his handle here today. Let's see what he's brought along because he's playing the red side. Oops, sorry. And what do we got? We have Black Cat, Black Widow. That's Core Widow 1. OG Captain Marvel, who's getting all the latest meta shifting praise lately. So we'll talk about her a bit. Crystal, Okoye, Toad, Spider-Woman, Miles Morales, and Spectacular Spider-Man, the new one from Core Box 2.
Yep.
And She-Hulk. So he's still riding his A-Force train. As far as crises, he's got Mutant Madmen, Spider People, Scoundrels. Extracts are Scrolls, Spider Infected, and Cubes. All right, let's go take a look at Jeff's side, and then we can talk about it. Jeff is from the United States, in New Jersey, actually, not terribly far from where I used to live in New Jersey. He's got, there we are, Ghost Spider, Elektra, awesome. OG Daredevil, Black Cat, Amazing Spider-Man, okay. Seems like a Defenders roster so far. Luke Cage, yep. Miles Morales, okay. Ulik, interesting. Wolverine, and Wong. Crises, he's got Scrolls, Research Station, Fear Grips, then Secures our Mutant Madmen, Mayor Fisk, and Gamma Wave. Woohoo!
Yeah. So you want to fight a little bit?
Yeah, so it seems like Jeff's got, he's in blue, he's called Toast, that's his handle. He's got a bit of a Web Warriors and Defenders kind of mashup, which makes sense because quite a few of those characters cross between those two affiliations, I think.
Yeah. It's I mean, it's always good if you wanted to dual affiliation having crossovers. It makes your life easier. Also when picking your roster.
Yeah, exactly, and they complement one another as I see it. It's Defenders wants to cluster together and fight nowadays. I mean, Daredevil Defenders anyway, but then the wide scenarios and extract plays are a little less convenient for them. So that's where Web Warriors might fall into play.
Yeah, so he's hedging his bets. He can go either way.
Yep.
Which also means it's hard for the opponent to pick which way he want to go.
Now I'm taking a look at Jim's roster. He's got Miles Morales, but I don't know that he's playing anything other than A-Force with this roster.
Don't think he has enough to play anything else.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, somebody says they both have potential for Web Wars, but Miles Spectacular also Spider-Woman. So if you have 3, he does have potential.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Maybe there are a few instances where A-Force doesn't really work very well.
Yeah. He doesn't have that many Web Warrior options, so maybe it's a trick.
Yeah. Black Cat is also Web Warrior.
Yeah, so that makes it easy as well. So he does have options.
All right, let's see. Who won what? Let's see. It's Scrolls for the extract and Spider People. So Scrolls are 4 Scrolls, each is worth 1. But when you pick it up, you have to roll your physical defense, and if you don't roll crit or wild, your opposing player pushes you short. And then Spider Portals is a D-shaped map. Here you have to roll against your energy defense, looking for a success. More successes than healthy characters on the portal, which means you get to then control it. So it's a pay to flip. But if you roll
Yeah.
at least one skull, then that character, you get it, but then you're also placed within 2 of its current position. So
Well, you only get it if you also have successes along with the skull. So if you roll a skull
yeah,
and
oh
3
yeah,
blanks,
sure.
you just get played and nothing happens. So that's the sad option.
All right, Jim won priority and selected the secures. So his secure is the Spider People one, which is this D map, pay to flip. Interesting. I wonder how he's going to handle that. And then scrolls. So we've got 8 points on the table. Today's map is brought to us by, an oldie but goodie, Use Bio 1210. I haven't seen his name in a long time. I wonder if he's still playing. But fairly heavy terrain map. Let's take a look. Hey, Jacob Deaton is in the chat. Good to have you, my friend. He's saying hello to us both.
Yeah, I see. I got the chat. I got double screen now, so I can watch.
Okay, cool. So here's the map. Woo! Look at this size 5 house, a farmhouse, amazing, huge. Size 2 well, a derailed locomotive, size 4. Size 3 tender, tree trunk size 1, size 2 hay bale, a lamp size 1, barrel size 1, hay bale size 2, lamp size 1. Lots of little things in the middle. There's a big one. Water tower size 3, size 2 chicken coop.
This map one.
Tree size 2, size 2 cart, size 2 tractor, and size 3 stoke. So the edges have quite a bit of heavy terrain. Size 3, size 3, size 4. And down here we have a size 3 and a size 5. Amazing.
Yeah. Did you get the threat value they're playing?
I have not heard yet. So what is it, 18 or 20, right? It's pretty big. 20 or 18, yeah.
So playing lots of models either way, which means it's easy to fit in She-Hulk as well.
Yep, very good.
So.
Welcome everyone in the chat. Glad you can join us at this a little different hour. This is what happens during the cut side of the game, where people from different time zones have to play one another. And so they find these weirdly odd times to play. But hopefully you're enjoying your lunch if you're on the East Coast and watching some MCP. And here in Europe, you're having dinner or maybe a little aperitif before dinner, like I am about to. What did you bring, Gil? You said you had something special.
Yes, I brought this called Rostov, which means raw material. And it's a mix of strawberry and rhubarb, which is actually a dessert porridge in Denmark. And now they made it into a vodka drink. So they made the adult version as well.
Oh, okay. That's pretty funny. So,
yeah.
The boozified a child's drink.
Yeah, no, as a child, it was a porridge you drank. You had as a dessert with a little bit of cream and sugar on top if you wanted. And then you just enjoyed that. And now they made it into a vodka drink as well. So cheers, everybody.
Cheers to you too as well, Gil. Have you recovered from the WTC yet?
I have. I'm still packing up and sorting things out. I was on that, and now I've been called in to drive an ambassador around. So that slowed me down a little bit. I've only have some of the weekends to fix it, but I'll get there slowly and surely. And yeah, and as you know, we're already looking at next year and the year after, planning committee and new venues, and yeah.
Yeah, you have potentially even more terrain work to do ahead of you if we get as many as double the teams as we had this year.
Yeah, my goal for next year is either a double team or 32 teams and a big solo tournament.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
So, I'm just gonna be painting up terrain. I'm gonna delegate all. My Danish group has said, include us. So we're gonna make a work group and share responsibilities.
Good. Yes, I'm glad to hear that. And we'll get. We're also getting communications together. We're putting out information about the WTC committee that needs to be put together as well. And I believe you've got some feedback forms that you're putting out.
Yes, Daibe from Finland he works with that. So I just need to make sure we have all the questions we want to put in. Mm-hmm. Then I'll send it to him, and he will make it into an online form and give me a link. I'll send out to all the captains. And then the captains talk to the team and fill in the feedback. We're just going to decide before we send out a form, do we want the teams to send in 5 forms or 1 for the team? I think we want 5 forms because players can have different opinions on the team.
Sure. Especially this first year, when a lot of it's still up in the air about how to proceed. So
And the more feedback, the better. So if we can get 5 feedbacks from for each team, um, that's perfect because that gives us more data to work with, and raw data is always fantastic to work with. So
Yeah, sure.
uh, and when we get it collected in a easy to read system, then it's not that much of work. It's basically just look at the numbers and answers, and then we can interpret and go from there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Um,
So
I've learned now it's 18th threat. It's going to be 18th threat. So that's Toast choosing 18th threat.
okay. And Toast, he doesn't have She-Hulk, right?
Correct. He is the Web Warriors Defenders
Yeah. So
roster
of course,
combination.
yeah, sends him going as low as he can when She-Hulk's on the other side.
Yeah. So for everybody to take a quick look, the scrolls are here at the bottom, as well as all the way at the top there, and then 2 quite central here. And then the portals are here on the left and the right. There's also one
And
hiding under the scroll at the top and one hiding under the scroll at the bottom.
yep.
Cool. There's something else I wanted to ask you.
Yes, that's the way.
Right. So we're going to put together a new communication channel for the MCP WTC. We'll get that survey out as well. We'll get the committee request for committee members out soon. And you're busy making more terrain.
Yeah. So I might be handing out a box to a lot of the guys back here and go like, here, that's yours. Have it back in, whatever deadline we're putting on it.
Yeah. Nice.
So delegate that around, and the printer's going to be still working overtime. We're putting them a lid on to slow them out a little bit, and then because now what we're going to do is we're actually going to make a plan of each individual table and say, okay, we need to print this much to make these 5 tables. So X amount of this, X amount of this, X amount of this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit down and talk with Søren, one of the twins, he's my print master, and we're gonna make a plan for terrain. So we actually print up individual tables. So we print them up, paint them up, and then box them up. So you put a box on a table, that's that table.
Yeah.
Easy to make, and then you don't have to work it out as you go. We're gonna pre-arrange all the tables in boxes before we show up to the event, and then we just have, each box is one piece of is one table.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds great because I think that was like the one criticism that came up, and not for all the tables, but some of the tables for reasons that we've talked about before. So that sounds like a good solution.
Yeah. So we'll sort that out and then put a note on if you play on these tables, that terrain stays on that table. You don't mix it around.
All right. Here we go with the rosters. Let's go take a look at Jim first. Jim, again, from England. Well, he's Dr. Norbert fan. Don't want to confuse people who are watching. Oops. Damn it. I hate when I do that. Here we are. I did it again. Okay. 3rd time.
Slow down.
Crystal. Black Cat. Spectacular Spider-Man. Yeah. Can't wait to see how he does. This is the teenage version of Spider-Man. Toad. Spider-Woman. And Miles. Oh, no A-Force. He went full Web Warriors. Now, Connor from Insidious is mad on the Discords. He predicted a Web Warriors face-off here. So let's see. We've got Amazing Spider-Man. Okay, could be. Ghost Spider. Yeah, looking good. Miles. Black Cat. And OG Daredevil. Is this a Defenders thing? Oh, let's see for the cards. No. Spider Tracker. Brace for Impact. Mission Objective. Aunt May's Wheat Cakes. And all webbed up. Yeah. So it is definitely good call, Connor. It is a Web Warriors face-off. And I neglected to see Jim's tactics cards. Sorry about that. He took Sacrifice, all webbed up. The Cat and the Spider. Oh, fun. This is if Peter Parker is within 2 of a Black Cat, his Black Cat, both characters spend 1 power each. Throw the allied Black Cat character medium. Black Cat does not suffer collision damage. After the throw is resolved, Black Cat may immediately interact with any number of objective tokens without spending power. Wow, how fun. Oh, I hope he uses this. This sounds really cool.
Absolutely.
Brace and Spider Tracker. Ooh, this is good. If you're watching, we do this for promoting the game, promoting people getting into the hobby and learning something. So that's all it is. And so if you want to help make that happen, in addition to watching, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit some other buttons, all the buttons that you can find. Just hit them all.
Yep.
And if you want more goodness like this, because I can only send out one game a week at most, you need to tune into Lucas Schick's channel, because that madman is streaming like 2-3 times a day. All the matches. I don't think he sleeps. He just streams. Streaming is his sleeping. He's got a Twitch channel. And you're watching Lucas. So give me your link to your channel. I think you only do Twitch. I don't think you back it up onto YouTube, but I could be wrong. So let me know. Anyway, he's got loads of them, and he's a fun guy. We still haven't been able to link up our schedules so that we can stream together, but trying to make that happen at some point.
If you noticed, Jeff he's gone a little bit more fighty with all webbed up. Well, also the fact that it slows them down.
Well, this is the question people are having. Is Toast going to be running ASM's leadership or Miles's leadership? Interesting question. What do you think?
Yeah, that's interesting, because with all webbed up, you can do a lot with ASM's leadership. But if you want to use all webbed up to just beat him up, you probably want, and then not get beaten, you probably want Miles. So I'm guessing when he tells us the leadership, we're going to get a little bit of a clue into his plans for the game. Or he might just throw us a curveball and do one and look like he's doing one and do the other.
Okay, Lucas informed me he does have a YouTube channel in addition to Twitch. I suppose he does the same thing I do, where we stream live and then throw it up on YouTube for posterity. And it's all his name. So it's Lucas, Lukas, Schick, Schieck. Lucas Schick. I like Lucas because, like me, he just uses his name. He doesn't need to make up a name. He's got a name. It's unique enough. Deal with it.
Yeah, there's only Jeff has wheat cakes.
Yeah, wheat cakes is an interesting card people may not know about. Let's take a look. This is where an active card, any number of allied web warriors can spend a power, and those that spend that power remove the slow special condition and remove 1 damage.
Yep.
Now, why is this going to be good against Jim?
Well, because he has all webbed up as well.
Mm-hmm.
So when he does all webbed up, they all spend that card and take the slow away, and then they don't get extra damage and they don't get slowed.
Mm-hmm.
So he was definitely counting on that, playing that. So I think Jeff put a lot of eggs into the Web Warrior matchup, going like, I'm gonna play this, so I'm gonna go tanky. I'm gonna go all webbed up. I'm gonna counter. I'm gonna counter. So he's got Brace, Spider Tracker, Mission Objective, Wheat Cakes. That's all counters and stuff to prevent losing points, and then all webbed up to slow the other guy down and punch him in his face.
Cool.
So well, let's see. But he's down on numbers. So
yeah. So there's only in quotes 5 characters on Toast's side, and we've got 6 over on Jim's side. So, but we'll be you don't have to declare leadership until everything's been deployed. So we'll wait for that to happen, and then we'll go make sure Jeff tells us which one he's running. Jeff's from New Jersey. He's a bit north of where I live, but basically central New Jersey. I think he's part of the Pork Roll podcast or Pork Roll Meta. They have some sort of name, I think. Oh, let me see if it's in my chat here. But I think it's funny because that's a very classic type of processed meat, if you will, like a luncheon meat. That's particularly dominant in mostly like more southern New Jersey, and nowhere else, as far as I know.
How are we talking on luncheon meat now?
that's where his meta. So shout out in the chat if you're in the New Jersey meta and you enjoy your pork roll.
Okay. There's always a reason to talk about good food.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, if somebody mentions a great food place for me, it's always a valid reason to talk about anything.
Yeah, I'm going to be going to a new Mexican restaurant that opened up near my flat on Sunday. So I'm looking forward to trying that out.
Nice.
Okay. Ooh, tell me.
Well, the problem with this is it's not that strong, but it tastes so nice. You drink a lot. But after this, I had a longer time day, and after this game, I'm playing my last chance qualifier against Tero.
Okay.
So I should too much. Then I'd be tired and drunk, and I'll probably mess up, lose the game.
Yeah. All right. Look, Jim's he's got behind the size 3 piece of terrain, which is interesting that he's parked his guys that can't go over size 3 without climbing. He's put Toad dead center, Crystal just to the right of Toad, and Spider-Woman just to the left of Toad. She can go over. She's got Web Crawler. Miles here
Toad,
flanking left.
yeah, but Toad and Crystal. Crystal's flying. Toad
Oh,
is wall crawler. So
oh, they're
they're all fine.
okay. Yes, you're right. I hadn't thought it through. Yeah. So they don't care about that size 3.
All
Thank
of
you.
them can reach the scrolls, so it's all measured out. So you can go to the pay to flip. He can go to the scroll. He has 3 options, and Spider Woman is on the top, which means he can also reach the top point as well from there. So he's done. Oh, there's Crystal, but she's speed long as well. So
Yeah, she's long.
so he's got the 2 long movers in the center, so they can go to either side or to the center, and Toad can do whatever he wants as well. So he's trying to hide where his models are gonna go.
Yeah,
he
really.
can still go.
Really clever. Now, and he's got priority, don't forget, so he'll be making his first move. Miles is to the left, and then far left is Spectacular Spider-Man and Black Cat. And let's take a look at, I'm just messaging Toast to see what leadership he took. But in the middle, he's got Daredevil. To the left of that, quite far left, is Miles. And then left of him is Black Cat. And then on the right is Ghost Spider, and Amazing Spider-Man's hanging out on the roof of this farm.
That's what Spider does.
Yeah. So, here we go. Toast is writing me back. Miles. Miles is the leader, so not Spider-Man.
Okay, so I guess he didn't feel like he needed that extra, that extra slow and moving with the slow. He wants the rerolls instead.
Yeah, so it's Miles versus Miles here. So full-on Web Warrior mirror match here. Amazing. This will be quite interesting and quite position heavy, I would imagine.
Yeah, they need to take the deployment zone off before
Yeah,
they can
okay. Omnis is saying this is good Christian MCP.
Yeah, somebody said with the wheat cakes, he felt it wasn't worth it.
Oh, with wheat cakes not to use what?
Yeah.
What?
ASM.
Yeah, but he's not the one with wheat cakes, so Toast could have taken it.
Yeah, so that doesn't make sense.
Hey, Darren, Wargaming Dad. I haven't seen you in a while. Good to have you along.
Okay, so he picked up a scroll. Let's see. Here comes the roll.
Yeah, to see.
Critter.
Critter Wild he needs to get. And gets it with the Wild. So she's fine, and she's sitting on the point as well. And she's got stealth, so that's a fantastic position for Jim. Scroll, point, and protection.
Yeah, but I'm surprised he didn't put her as far back as possible.
Oh, but look at this. Now he's rolling for the portal? How do you get the extra power to do that?
Yeah, that's a good... Where did he get that power from?
I don't know.
Somebody forgot to tell him that he has to pay for both? I'm pretty sure this level should know then. How did he get to that with one move?
That, I don't know. Maybe he measured that out.
Yeah, but he can't. Small model cannot make that center point with one move.
I don't know. This is very strange.
Yeah, can we get a accuser into...
People are saying maybe Cat and Spider was used. That's what it was. Yeah, but still, it costs 1. It costs 1 each, right?
Yeah, but then he doesn't have to pay. He does the...
He doesn't pay at all. Okay.
Yeah, he pays 1 to be able to interact with all of them.
I see.
That was the thing we...
Okay, got it.
Yeah. That was the clever move.
That's so very clever.
Yeah.
Okay, so they each spent 1, which is why he put those 2 together. She moved forward. Apparently got there.
It's because he moves forward, and then he pays for that and places 2. And then you can interact with stuff within range 2.
Oh, right, because the throw. Sorry, the cat what is it?
Yeah,
Cat and
yeah, yeah.
Spider includes a throw first. Wow, really clever
Yeah.
on Jim's part. This is a great crisis combination to have that card really shine, because he's got 2 for 1 out of that one
Yeah.
card. Fantastic use of the card. Wow.
That's why he was measuring the long and the two to see if I move then throw, I end up here. That's why he went the full length. Then he ends up there. Then he does double interaction and runs away.
Yeah, amazing. Really clever.
Yeah.
All right, so
Even
Miles, sorry,
yeah,
Miles has moved to the top place. He picked up the scroll. He fails the roll, so that Miles is going to be moving short. Somebody pointed out that Black Cat just moved there. If the scroll movement triggered, she would have not been able to do all that. But he took a gamble on it and it really paid off.
yeah, because it's either one of them can place him. That's the problem.
So Jim's electing to move Miles back away. So that means he won't be able to contest that portal up the top. And I think that's it for Miles, although he hasn't put the token down yet. All right, there it is. Over to Jim. Exciting game here already.
Yeah, they need to click the clock over.
Oh, yeah. If folks have been not playing with these clocks, there is an actual physical in the virtual world, clock down here. You can see it down here, which you can use to click the buttons to move it back and forth. But honestly, if you use this overhead display, you can just click the actual numbers where the clocks are showing here, and it'll flip it over as well, which is far easier, I found.
Yeah. Well, right now, Dr. Norbert fan is playing on Toast this time.
Another clever use.
Good way of
Good way to play. Go for it. Go, Jim. Did anybody go to time at the WTC?
We had one game where technically they were overtime when the round finished in the last round.
Mm-hmm.
But I went there, I looked at the table, and I let them play out that round because it was the deciding game, and I didn't want to draw in the last round.
Yeah, that
And
makes
I could
sense.
playing the round out would take a few minutes, and it would be over, and it was a foregone conclusion.
Yeah. Okay.
And one was sitting thinking, trying to like, and I told him you can't stall it out because all that happens is you're gonna lose on clock anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna call it as a double loss and having so play your game.
Yeah.
It's that easy. Just
All
play your game.
So just one out of all those games. That's fantastic.
I don't know, yeah. So
So Toad went ahead and moved forward and grabbed the scroll nearest to him and failed the roll. So Toast would get to move him a bit more towards Toast's side, but now Toad just went ahead and moved back, and he's still within 1 of the portal. He doesn't have power to actually try to flip it, but he contests it.
and he's not in harm's way as much.
Yeah, correct.
Alrighty.
All right. Looks like Daredevil going to go grab the next scroll.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of back and forth.
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, this is just getting started. These guys are motoring along at a good clip, which is nice to see. But after this, it's going to be back and forth with these extracts and pulling people off points, trying to flip them. And all these flips, they're never guaranteed. So
Looks like Toad is out of range 3. Is that 3 or 4 he's holding out?
that's a 4.
Okay, but it looks like
He's got a
out.
range 4 baton, but looks out.
Yeah, he looks out because it doesn't come up green, so that should be out. Which means he might as well just pick up the thing because being pushed or not doesn't change anything.
Yeah,
But if he was in range, he would want to do the attack possibly first.
sure. Let's see if that's what he does.
But he spent a power. What did he spend it on?
Yeah.
Oh, he is picking.
Yeah, picking up the scroll. Yeah, there we go.
Good. Makes more sense. There's nothing else to spend the power on.
So big news in London. Some of the locals and I, one of them has a pub that he uses for Dungeons and Dragons type events, and he offered it to us to try to run a 2-day event in London, which is the first time that we've run an MCP 2-day event here.
Yeah, I
And
saw that.
yeah,
Missed that.
I know. We're so ecstatic, but also surprised. It sold out in half a day. Basically, we put it up at lunchtime, and it was done by that evening. We
Yeah.
sold 44 tickets straight away for this thing. Locals are coming, but also people from South England are coming. But Irish people are flying in, and Belgians are presumably driving up to come as well.
I'm so ashamed that now the Belgians is coming as the international, and the Vikings missed out on this one.
Well, so we were at the pub last night for a birthday party. Happy birthday, Callum. And we measured things out again, and we think we could squeeze in 4 more tickets. So 4 more players. So which would bring us to 48, which actually makes the format that we have even easier. So we have a waiting list. I'll be reaching out to people on that waiting list in order to offer them those tickets, and we'll keep the waiting list open in case we get drops along the way. So I forget what number on that list you are, Gil. Are you not within the top 4 by any chance?
I don't know, but I hope so.
Okay. Daredevil failed the scroll roll, I think. Maybe not.
No,
Did
he
he?
did he crit a while, and now he's just moving back to contest the portal.
Okay. So he didn't fail, but he went back to contest that portal. Doesn't own it yet, but is contesting it.
Yeah, well, since nobody double moves and steals it, you might as well put people on it.
So our format will be day 1. We'll be doing pods. We're putting people randomly into pods, and that is like a qualifier set of rounds on Saturday. And then on Sunday, you get put into a final set of games, segregated by how well you did on Saturday. So basically, the winners are going to go into one pod, and then like the second through 4th place people are going to go into a second pod, and then the rest of the placed people go into like a 3rd pod on the Sunday. So 7 games altogether at our event, plus open gaming on Friday, and painting competition and terrain table competition.
Awesome.
Yeah. So Crystal's moved up to the top of the map, and she's successfully flipped that portal. So Jim owns 2 portals now, the top and the bottom one.
For some reason we can't see his tokens on him. I can't, at least. Can you see him? Because he's got the.
Yeah, no, I think it's a bug. It's not showing nowadays. It's weird.
Sometimes it's for one of the players, or somebody. Yeah. Sometimes the primary player can see him, the others can't.
Yeah, I'll mention that to those guys.
Yeah, because I played a lot of games against people where we just put one next to it, so everybody could see it. Because yeah, you couldn't. Only one player could. And in a heated game, sometimes you forget it, so it's sometimes worth putting a token next to it just to remind people. So Toast move over, and
so Toast moved Ghost Spider to his home portal and successfully flipped that as well, I believe.
Yeah, and he's now trying to find a token. There you go. Boom. Yeah, it's not needed. So, well, if they can see, that's fine. So they know. But I mean, for the stream, we just you asked him. Yeah, exactly. Put next to it so we can see him.
Okay, cool. Thanks, guys, for doing that.
Yeah,
that's helpful. Okay. And yes, I've been reminded by my good friend down in Brighton. Tomorrow, a whole bunch of us from London are going down to Brighton, the seaport nearest to London, just south of us by 45 minutes by train. He's having a whole bunch of Brighton people plus locals from around the Brighton seacoast coming together. We'll be doing a tournament for the first time in Brighton tomorrow, and it's a connected tournament. So you take your how well you do in Brighton, and then next weekend, so a week from tomorrow, we do a follow-up tournament in London, and whoever has the best combined results between the 2 events gets a special trophy that we've put together.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun to try to connect our 2 communities and help them grow now that they have a really good store that they can play in. I've heard a lot of good things about that shop, and it's called the Dice Saloon. And
that's
yeah,
cool name.
Yeah, it is a cool name. And some of the local London people moved down to Brighton recently, so they'll be there, and we'll be doing dinner afterwards. So it's going to be really great to connect our 2 communities, because they've been coming up and supporting the London tournaments quite a bit before they got theirs off the ground. So this is a nice way to help start their journey.
I've actually been thinking about doing an old tradition we used to do in the old Warhammer day with a Fanatic store I started my whole career in. We used to do something called Battle of the Bridge with the Swedes.
Okay.
So we had we had a Swedish store we challenged, so they would bring 4 players over to us,
Right.
and we would have 4 players, and then we do a whole day of gaming where we kept pairing up the Swedes against the Danes and see who comes out.
Nice. Yeah. Ooh, contentious.
Oh, awesome.
Hey, turns out you're number 4 on the wait list, my big guy.
Okay. These do I need to cap to get to?
I'll send
Well,
you a link. You have 24 hours to buy the ticket on the link.
well, if they get 4 more spots, I'm in. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
congrats.
Well, I'll challenge Hockey Bear and the Swedes to do like a battle of the bridge, and
That's a
we
great
should
idea.
probably do a 5-man event. So we do one in Sweden, one in Denmark. Do like a so there'll be another battle of the bridge. Continue Danish Swedish challenge over the belt.
Awesome. Jim's taking a look at what he wants to do next. Yeah, Jonah, we extended to 44 based on, again, we looked at the tables, but then yesterday when we were in there, perhaps we were drinking too much. So I hope we didn't overpromise now. But we mapped it out a bit more carefully, and it looked like we could squeeze in 4 more because the demand was there. So hopefully it'll work out fine. But yes, we're up to 48 now, and that is 100% the top limit. There's just no way we're going to squeeze anybody else in.
You can never increase it more than once. It's
Yeah.
Once you've done that, once you've done that extra careful squeezing in a few more spots, you usually there just barely on the nose.
That's it. But we're thrilled. Okay, so let me catch everybody up. That was Spectacular Spider-Man, so Teenage Spider-Man. He's just decided to move up onto this portal and basically protect it, so it's harder to flip.
Yeah. So they're gonna have it's gonna be a existential crisis when Peter meets Peter. Current Peter versus future Peter.
Here's another idea we dreamt up in the pub, Gil. Listen to this. So we've been noticing, at least I've been noticing, that quite a few players that come regularly have partners who kind of dabbling in it, or worse, actually, in my opinion, worse, sadly, are actually quite good, but are uncomfortable coming to play, in a male-dominated shop, essentially, right? So what we dreamt up was, you remember the Adepticon doubles format that you and I played in a couple times now?
Yes, awesome.
Yeah. So that was, first of all, Black Cat going to flip that portal at the top and failed. So
Yes. Or stays on door. Yeah.
yeah, so it stays with Jim at the top. And that's the end for Black Cat. And now Jim's activating Spider-Woman. So the doubles format is where 2 people play together on the same team. You have higher threat values that you can play in. So you bring, like, I think a +3 or +5 points or something like that.
They changed it to +4.
+4, thank you. Spider-Woman trying to flip this inheritable portal, and she does it and doesn't get pushed either. So, wow, Jim's owned 3 portals and 2 scrolls at the moment. Spider-Woman going somewhere in the middle. Anyway, so the plan is, I'm testing it out to see if people want to do it, but the plan would be for a regular player to bring their partner down, and they play as a team in this doubles format against another partner pair, so that it kind of is a little less not contentious, I don't know, less
pressure, less stress.
Yeah, thank you. That's what it is. Less stress, and they're playing with another female, and also that they could see that other people are interested, just like they are. Don't have to be like a sweaty tryhard like other people are, and still enjoy the game. So I'm gonna see. I have it out into the group to see what they react to it, but I thought I'd mention it here because I think it'd be fun to do if you live in a big enough community of MCP players to try something similar out.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think it would be fun.
But so what if you have a female player? So you're gonna bring a husband and then yell at him?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, it usually isn't that way, but if it were, it's absolutely fine. The point is to have, it doesn't even have to be mixed couples, right? I mean, if you're a same-sex couple, it's fine too. The point is to have somebody who plays regularly and somebody who actually just dabbles with it, and they play at home maybe together, but here's an opportunity to come out and have a date night.
So it could be date night, it'd be like veteran rookie.
Yeah,
you can there's a lot of easy labels you could put on to make it perfect.
Yeah, You say
Yeah.
about rookie, but I remember somewhere, it might be folklore at this point, but you remember that famous Canadian hockey player, Greg Stretsky? What the hell's his name?
Yeah.
He was super famous when I was growing up in the 80s.
You talk,
What?
you talking about Wayne Gretzky?
Wayne Gretzky. Thank you. Wayne Gretzky. Thank you.
The
Thanks,
only one.
Lucas. So, Lucas, you can back me up on this, but he was acknowledged as one of like the wizards of playing ice hockey. But
Yeah,
he,
he's the only Gordie Howe's records, and I think he hasn't been beaten yet. So he's the only one you can put above Gordie Howe
but
if you want to
somehow
read.
I thought that um, in an interview or something like that. In an interview, he said, I know everybody thinks I'm great or I do really well, but I'm not even as good as my two brothers who we used to play with at home all the time, and they didn't go professional, but they beat me all the time. I don't know if that's true, Lucas. Tell us if that's true, but I think that's just an amazing idea of having like essentially the basement dwellers of MCP being like really good at the game and just never leave their basements, and so nobody knows.
There's a lot of stories about stuff like that. Somebody who comes up plays the NBA or whatever, and they used to get beaten by their brothers either because they're better or physically stronger or whatever. It's like people talking about you go somewhere in the Midwest and you find this guy who's twice as big as any of the bodybuilders. But so it's you
It's
never know. There's
it
always
happens. It
yeah.
happens.
I mean, there is some truth to some of these stories. Some of them is a story, and some of them is probably at that time is true. But to be honest, when Wayne Gretzky was at the top, he was probably better than his brother at that point.
Right,
Maybe
right.
not. Maybe they were beating him up earlier, but then when he kept going, I mean, if you're the best of the best and you have all the scoring records and some of them hasn't been broken yet, um, I don't think his brothers will still be better than him playing.
Well, let's pretend because it's a nice story, and I just hope
Okay.
that one of these women come and beat up the other team, or like, well, it's two pairs, so it doesn't make sense. But maybe they get the confidence when they come and realize, and they start kicking our butts on a regular basis. That would be my goal for that. I would love to see that.
To be honest, most of it's like we've seen before. When people are talking about the whole competitive casual game and stuff, and people are worried about going to tournaments. If you ever get a lot of these guys to come to some of the proper good tournaments, the first thing I always hear from him afterwards is, "Well, that wasn't dangerous. That was fun."
Yeah,
I told. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
I did it with Machine, the Danish Masters years ago. I got some people to join. They didn't want to play,
yeah.
so they came. Two guys joined the tournament. The first thing they said afterwards, I mean, they went 2-3 and they had fun, and they're like, "That wasn't dangerous. That was fun. I'll see you next year." I was like, "Awesome."
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, so ASM moved up to try to take the portal at the bottom. He did not get enough successes to flip that roll, so he failed there. And then Jim wrapped up with Miles, moving Miles here into the center next to Spider Woman, and that
Yeah.
ends the round, I think.
Yeah, he's getting ready to pound on Daredevil and Spider-Gwen and take that point off him.
Yeah. So this is big
And
win for Jim. It seems like a small one, but with these kind of interactions here, it could have gone easily the other way. But he gets 3 portals to Toast's 1, and they split the scrolls. So 5-3 is the score.
yeah, which is a good solid start on a thing like this.
Yeah. I'm going to turn the clocks off so we can see this board. It's a very spread out board, so we need to see the screen as much as possible here.
Yeah, because there's going to be, action all over the place. I mean, we got 11 models on the table. It's a very big skirmish game right now. Well,
All right.
as somebody would say, a good, honest MCP.
Yeah. Although Mike DeLuca, thank you for watching, Mike. Mike and Jacob Deegan, both of them from the Danger Room, fantastic podcast. Be sure to tune into that every 2 weeks on the all the streaming services, the Danger Room, and was saying that he didn't quite like the pick of Daredevil in this particular matchup.
Yeah, he could have picked Spider-Woman, Cathal. That was the question. He did have Spider-Woman to pick as well. Both players had Spider-Woman, as I remember. So he could have gone with that 4 instead, which probably would have been better.
And we've got Omnis in the chat as well. Omnis has got a podcast as well. The Omnis Protocol, another good one. Is really nice interviews with all kinds of different people. Plus a couple of regulars that he has on there, including the mighty Danny Modesto, what a class act, Danny Modesto. He and I chatted quite a bit at the WTC, and man, it was fun.
Oh yeah, I mean he's a gentleman. That's fantastic. I had good chats with him.
Yeah, Danny's one of the nicest guys on the planet.
Yeah, and funny.
And funny. You're right. Very funny. All right, Amazing Spider-Man going into Spectacular Spider-Man. This is sad. Oh, not a great hit. 2 hits into no saves though. So
And
does he get a reroll?
crits.
No crits. Nothing. Nothing. Sad ASM.
Yeah, he gets 2 rerolls. That,
And he's going to do his rerolls. 1
yeah,
save. All right, so 1 damage goes through.
yeah. It could have been worse, and there's no extra power for ASM.
Yeah, so ASM now gets 1 if he rolls a crit, which he didn't this time.
Well, he might as well just hit him again. And
Hey, Peter, good to see you. Who brought the spider portals? Mike is asking. Well, I know this. Jim
well,
chose secures. Jim chose secures.
it's easy. Portals is blue, so that's toast. It always shows on the
Oh, is
screen.
that how that works? Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You sure? Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
okay.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong
No, you're wrong
because
because he chose secures. Jim did. That is only fans.
just yeah. No, that's true. Yeah. Oh,
Ooh,
he's
wow. ASM hurdles himself across the board and goes after Toad, who remember is holding a scroll.
yeah. So we generate enough power to do the jump, and then
Whoa, that is a much better hit. 4 hits into 1 save. That's good for. So he gets a reroll to see if he gets another defense roll.
leadership.
No, yeah,
Because
leadership. So he fails. So, but still, that's 3. This is the worst situation with Toad. Toad is such an asshole. Yeah. So now he did 3 damage out of 5, but he's got loads of power now to get the hell out, which is exactly what he wants to do. He just wants to leave.
when you hit somebody's toad, they don't kill, and they put the range 2 stick down to move away, and I'm like, you know, it's a medium move you get to do.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, yeah, so you can really just run away like there's no tomorrow.
Yep, and he's got whip crawler, so he wall crawler rather, so he can go anywhere he likes.
Yeah, you can go behind the tender if you want to and just hide.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Jim doesn't do that. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean it is his turn, so you can save the power and just run away. But that means Jeff can attack something else. So I mean, he does have enough power to jump back later on and do his thing. Because if he doesn't jump away now, then you know Daredevil or Gwen can go after Toad. I think he's checking it out right now. Yeah, he is gonna run away.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. He's just gonna run away, stay within range 2 of the point. So if they go and flip it, he can stand there and flip it back without moving over the truck. That's a very clever move. So he's standing behind the tender, and he can now he can't contest it, but if you take it, he can stand there, try and flip it, and then run away.
I want to say hello to Smart Alec in the chat. Good to have you here. I'm calling him out because not only is he an accuser, but he picked up the role of the West Bracket Coordinator for the TTS Leagues. Thank you very much for doing that service for the community. He picked that up because Carl, who used to do that job, is now the lead developer for the mod. So Carl's been busy working on stuff in the background. I've given him some of my requests for developments in the mod. So whenever I log in now, I will have a much better chance of rolling important things. And you guys have to deal with that. Sorry. Ooh, looks like,
Like,
oh,
no,
yeah.
but you need all the help you get.
I do need all the help I can get. I don't think anybody who's watched my streams would begrudge me a little sweeter dice roller. Okay. And last night was no exception. I was at the game club, played 1 match because I went to that birthday party afterwards, and it was a disaster. The rolls, and in fact, the 1 big roll I got, of course, Beta Ray Bill managed to roll 5 saves, so I was ready to poke my eyes out.
Oh, here comes all webbed up from Jeff.
Yeah, so Jeff must have used ASM to play that card, and it's a great use of that card. Great positioning for ASM on this one because look at all the people he got. He got Spider Woman, he got Miles, Black Cat, and Toad, all webbed up.
Exactly. which is a big thing. As somebody just said, until this Matt said, if he's not playing SM, he dislikes the roster even more. Well,
Hey,
a
the
lot more.
Israeli captain is in the
Hey,
in the stream in the chat. Hey, buddy, good to see
hey, guys.
you. Poor guy. He was the captain of the Israeli team, which had to bow out at basically the last minute because of the fucking war. And but
Yes.
he
Worth
wrote
noting.
us. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, they were trying to go out, even though that some of them were in the reserves and have lost family members and stuff, and they just couldn't even get a flight, even though they wanted to come.
Oh yeah.
They were like, "You can't even fly out. You have to stay here." And well, the only flights going in and out. Well, there's only flights going into Israel with
Yeah.
what they need. There's nothing going out really.
So he wrote us a really nice little heartfelt wishes for our success and happiness, and that they would hope to get there next year, which Gil read out to everybody, and it was a really nice, touching gesture to open the ceremonies with.
Yeah, yeah, and we're definitely gonna see. I'm holding a space for him next year, so.
What is Israel from you time zones wise? Is it 2 more from Denmark?
No, there's one more from Denmark.
1 more. Okay, so 2 from London.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not too bad.
No.
All right, guys, swearing he'll be there next year. Damn right you will. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So is ASM done? Yes, he's done. Now, Jim. What does Jim do with all these webbed up characters? Looks like he's going to have Spider-Woman going after Ghost Spider. And I endorse this because, man, oh man, is she a pain in the ass. She's a support character, but nonetheless is such an influence on the game. Getting rid of her early is really kind of a strong priority.
Yeah. The only problem with going after is if you don't get her down, she does lifesaver for days.
Yeah, this is it. You got to focus fire on her.
That's the thing with a lot of characters like that. If you don't take him down, they just get worse. But
Well, he made a good start. Spider-Woman did 4 hits, and he didn't save anything, even with rerolls. Bam! So she's only got 1 hit point left, and he's got 1 action to go.
Okay, so he's going to be very lucky to survive that one.
Yeah. Yikes.
Yeah, I had a game the other day. I misplaced my Emma, and Cosmic just jumped up and one-shot her round 1.
Mm.
That was a mistake.
I'm still healing from the mental scars inflicted on me by CGR at the last round of the WTC. It was so awful. Oh my god. Okay, looks like a push is happening here. Is this Gwen doing something in retaliation? Spider-Woman is done, it looks like, actually. So she must have not done anything on the first attack. Maybe I missed it.
Yeah, because somebody's weblining now.
Yeah, so it must be Gwen Spider. Ghost Spider.
Yeah, she spent 2.
Okay, so that's bad. That's not great. That's too bad. So close for Jim.
I mean, leaving him on 1 is always like, now what they can do. I mean, you can sometimes see the disillusion in your opponent's eye if they go after Logan and leave him on 1, because they know now, it's not going to be good.
Okay, what happened is he decided to clear the slow off of the Spider-Woman. Thanks, Connor. That's why she only had 1 attack.
Yeah, that makes sense. Just slow Spider-Woman. Yeah, but as somebody said, he would have really, really liked to have had the.
Oh my god! Ghost Spider attacks Miles and does fantastic. 5 hits, 6 hits now. 6 hits into 2 saves and a skull. Ooh, that's 4 damage going through onto Miles, which is of course the leader. Not great.
Nope. I don't think Miles is going to survive this round.
No. Only 3? How come only 3 damage going through? Oh, I did it wrong. No. He only saved 2.
No. 6 minus 2 is...
Should be 4, right?
Yeah, it should be 4, unless they...
I don't know. Anyway, another attack's coming in. Let's see if he polishes them off. Oh, yeah. Woo! Dose is on fire tonight. He's got 4 hits, including 2 crits. Going into no saves. Blech. There's another hit, so that's 5. 5 into 2 saves, but doesn't matter. That's 2, so that's miles down. Yeesh.
Yep.
Ugly.
Yep.
Remember,
Now,
all webbed up gives her extra dice, or gives anybody extra dice against anybody who's slowed, so that's helpful.
so now Gwen, if she dazes now, it doesn't really matter because she's already got a ton of power and she's done her thing. Oh, she can't. She can't life save her if she gets dazed.
What's that? Say again?
I mean, if somebody dazes her, she can't do lifesaver to save her friends. But then there's always next round.
All right. Toast thinking to do another pull. Can he do 2 in a turn? I didn't think you could. Maybe.
Yeah, target the same model.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So this is why she's so awful.
Yeah, she's so annoying.
Webline pushing enemy character push. Yeah. So you can do it against multiple characters. Yikes. Ugly. Right. That's it for Ghost Spider. Fantastic. Fantastic. If you could make a note, you can ask Jim why he cleared the slow first instead of just trying to take down Gwen. Yeah, Ghost Spider. Because I'm curious about that. Don't you think? My instinct would be to try to kill her or daze her.
Yeah. Oh yeah. To be honest, at that point, yeah, if you weren't going to move away anyway, and when you clear something, I would have killed her instead.
Yeah. So, all right. Good to ask him. All right. Over to Jim. Jim's thinking about various things. I see him moving tools at various characters. We hope you're having a nice evening wherever you are. And you have a nice weekend ahead. Maybe you got a few games going. Maybe you're going to watch some of Lucas's streams. Oh, Gil, we need to get Lucas to do like a 24-hour marathon streaming where he doesn't stop streaming at all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We have people sign up for it.
Yeah. Lucas.
So,
come on, man.
Yeah. Let's do that. And then we need to have, he does that. And then we get guest hosts in to do like, 2 or 3 games and then swapping out.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Yeah.
Or he could do it over a weekend and for charity naturally, but we just have enough people and he just streams until he literally can't anymore. Like he actually just passes out or his computer blows up, something. Let's see how far he could go.
Absolutely. I'm in. Let's do that.
Yeah, I got money. I got money for you, Lucas. If you do it. Oh, Lucas is also his partner. I think she's a female. She's just recently joined the servers that he is on now, so she's getting curious about all this. I don't know if she's a player or not, but be interesting development to see if his partner comes onto these streams now.
Well, once they're curious, there's only just one more step to.
Yeah, until you get a threesome going. Hey.
Okay, we went there. Well, this is an adult channel apparently, but it used to be Huggy Bear doing all the all that. I know. I can see where we are.
Okay.
So.
All right, Spectacular Spider-Man is moving away from his portal and is moving into room to finish off Ghost Spider. It looks like.
Yeah. Let's see what he does.
Oh god, that's an awful roll. Jesus Christ, exactly the opposite between the two players of what you wanted to roll. Oh well.
Yeah. It's the roll you don't want when somebody's on 1 health and you're like, yeah, I got 4 against 3 dice. I'm good. Oh, did he do does he he has he can do an attack and a move? Is that the thing?
Maybe he's doing his web swing thing. Or yeah, maybe it's part of the attack that he gets to move. I'm not so familiar with this new character, so let's take a peek. There he is. Yeah, well, he can move his swinging strike. You can move short, although I'm showing him with the movement stick. He was using the medium movement stick, that is. I'm not sure.
Yeah. If it's a web swinger, then he did it wrong. He should have used the 3 instead of a medium. Which, in this case, is only cheating himself because a 3 is longer than a medium move.
Yeah. Well, he's moved next to Ghost Spider, who's still on 1 hit point, and he's now contesting that portal. Let's see. Does he have power to try? He has power, so he could try to flip it.
But as somebody mentioned, yeah, if he took out Gwen, Spider-Woman could interrogate for an extra point.
Hmm.
I've had that happen to me. You don't see that coming. It's like, yeah, I'll score an extra point. What? Yeah, interrogate. Ah, okay, fair enough. If you insist. But I've trained my characters. They don't talk to strangers. He web swung first, and then he attacked and moved. Okay.
Webb swung first, and then attacked, and then moved. Okay, but I don't
So
know if he's trying to flip this thing, or if he did try to flip it. I'm looking at the dice rolls now. He only got one success, and he needed 3, to be honest. So that was not going to happen.
no, but that's his attack roll because there's more than
Yeah.
three
Okay.
dice there.
Okay. Yeah. Fair point. Yeah. People are
Well,
thinking Connor's thinking that he's keeping that one power for a sacrifice instead of flipping the point. So that could be a good call. Because yeah, he'd have to roll 3 successes on just 3 dice. That's really hard.
that's a very, very low percentage.
Yeah. So I feel he's done. Yeah, he's got the tick mark on him. He's done. So he's over to Jeff. Hey, your boy Sebastian Peterson is doing fantastic at the WTC, and he's also doing well in the leagues, TTS leagues.
Yeah, he's definitely got his taste for it. So is Michael on one of the teams. He was, I think, at one point he was the only undefeated Bane at the end of
Oh, right, cool.
He's doing well, but he did get knocked out at the just at the end
All right,
of the cut. But
all
that's
right,
not bad for his first league.
for sure. Toast's Daredevil went into Spectacular Spider-Man and did absolutely nothing. He rolled like 0 hits. It was crazy, really bad. So he's doing it again. Let's see what he does. 3 hits this time into 1 save. Doing the rerolls now. And the rerolls don't help him. Oh, he gets to do one more reroll. That helps. So 1 damage goes through.
You can live with that.
Teenage Peter Parker being a hero.
Spider-Man does what a Spider-Man can.
Right, that's the end of Daredevil. Back over to Jim.
See, as somebody who used to play Avengers and X-Men, there's very little killing going on here.
Exactly. This is Web Warriors classic.
I mean, this might actually be a lot of damage for Web Warrior on Web Warrior. But I mean,
Jim's looking at Black Cat, and decides to move him over to protect that portal. Interesting.
Well, she's also really annoying now. She's almost impossible to deal with. If you don't have a ton of dice, you're not gonna hurt her.
No, and but she's set up for the steal yet. She only has 1 power, so no. Oh, in fact, she has a scroll already, so it doesn't help.
No. So you're gonna stand over there. There's not enough. There's not enough damage output in that area to deal with her, and she don't want to be near Miles, who can make her drop it. That's another thing. When is Miles gonna come in and make the opponent drop their scrolls?
Right. Well, the scroll is not anywhere near here. Instead, he's moved Miles up and is going to attack Crystal.
Yeah.
Interesting that he likes Crystal here. Any thoughts about Crystal and Web Warriors?
I know. I mean, she has rerolls and gets extra rerolls. She's a long mover. She puts out more conditions. She has funny beams, multiple attacks, and I mean, this is probably a matchup where she's not gonna feel, so weak because everybody is on her damage level and defense level. I mean, with a few exceptions, of course. Spider-Woman hits harder than her, and it's more tanky, but she can fight with most of them. And she can do stuff to a lot of them.
So Crystal had to take 3 damage there. She didn't save anything against Miles' attack, and then he also pushes her away from that portal.
Well, it doesn't help. You have 2 rerolls and you roll 2 skulls.
Yeah, it's bad times. Well, actually, those were from the reroll. He rerolled into skulls, but anyway.
It's even worse. Yeah. For some reason, sometimes my Logan, when I have rerolls, he rolls lots of skulls, so I don't have rerolls. And I know some people would say it's common for playing Logan. Oh, let's see what he's doing.
Yeah, I don't know if I think Miles is done, but I don't see a tick on him, and he didn't try to flip the portal either. If that's the case.
No, but oh yeah, he does have power. Why didn't he? Well, maybe he want to leave it for Black Cat so he doesn't get pushed because he's holding a scroll.
Mm.
Because if he fails, well, even if it doesn't fail, but just if he gets the skull, then Jim can place him closer to whoever he wants to go after him, and get him off the point. So sometimes when you have more than one option to flip the portals, in this case, you gotta really pick and choose who you go with. Of course, if you don't go with both, you might, fail with the second one, and then you missed an opportunity. But if you're more worried about having a guy with a extract getting pushed into the danger zone, maybe you just want to gamble sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 2 points down, so it's not super bad, but he is 2 points down. But he's already dazed Miles. His Gwen is in danger. But he does have prior next. No, he doesn't have prior next round, does he? No, he won't, because he dazed Miles before he activated.
Oh, is this the flip now? This might be the flip.
Might be the flip.
Yeah, sure enough. So he's flipped the portal, but also got a skull, so he gets pushed away.
Okay, so he's not putting him into the danger zone. He's just getting him away because he's annoying. Well, that's the thing with the Miles. You either push him in to try and go for him, but I think he's too busy fighting other stuff to worry about Miles. So, yeah, he would just go like the comment. You either pull him in to try and kill him, or you tell him to go away.
All right. So Crystal looking at what to do. Is she looking to finish off Ghost Spider?
I mean, if you get priority next round, you wouldn't take her out. You would wait till next round and just take her out. But because you don't have priority, you might as well take her out before she gets to do a lot of stuff.
Mm. Interesting. So he decided to move Crystal into the fray here rather than try to flip that point again.
Yeah, that is interesting. Well, Black Cat's out there, so she will just go afterwards and flip it. So, get Gwen flipped.
Ooh, card being played. Spider Tracker. Ooh.
Oh, was he in range? He must have been.
I guess so. Let's take a look. Spider Tracker, I think, is over here. So, yeah. Oh, god damn it. I'm so sorry. After an enemy character ends a move action within 4 of an allied Web Warriors character, that character spends 2 power, and then he can move short. So, yeah. It is...
Yeah. He's definitely in 4.
Yeah, he's definitely with 4. So Ghost Spider gets to move out the way, and Crystal can't attack anymore. Nicely done, Toast. He's nicely lathered up in butter, and he's slipping out of Jim's fingers. Everyone loves it. Everyone's saying, Deaton pointing out that it not only stops the days, but potentially also interrogates by Spider-Woman.
Yeah, that's true. It does actually stop a lot.
Yeah, really good point. I remember a game with Connor once when he first started playing Spider-Woman, and I managed to keep him within points just even the entire game. And it was like 15-15, and that son of a bitch interrogated me at the end and got the 16th point. I was so mad. It was really cool, but I was really aggravated about it. Ooh, Valhalla Painting. My friend from France, the new streamer coming up to us from France. He does a French language podcast, video cast. And he had me on the show as well, which was really nice. And we talked about WTC.
Yeah, I saw that one. That was a pretty good one.
Yeah,
The
thank you.
French was
We're
very
going to
nice guy.
France. Gil, me and 3 other Londoners are going to the Abbeville tournament December 15th and 16th in France. We're going to play, I think it's 8 games, maybe 7. I can't remember. In France, we're going to actually be driving for the first time. I've never driven across the Eurotunnel, but we're going to go do that for the first time with 3 other people. I encourage you to come. It's very near the Belgian border. It's just an hour south of Calais, essentially. So Belgians should come. Other French people should come. And hell, let's get some more UK people coming. They have room. So let's go. It's a 40-person tournament. I think they sold, last time I looked, 22 tickets.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's bump up the numbers. Unfortunately, I have too many things going on for the rest of the year and the start of next year.
Yeah, I can understand the timing is a little tight. But hey, I'm going to be in France. And they're invited us to dinner. So we'll have a nice dinner on Saturday night, and it'll be a good time.
Just remember to tell them ahead of time if you like snails or not.
Amlas is asking if I speak French. I learned French in high school. I was actually pretty decent at it. And in fact, I brushed up on it when I took my wife to Paris for our honeymoon. I managed to get along with just French, and we practiced in Quebec City as well. So Lucas, we were in Quebec City speaking French. And ever since then, I haven't used it, and so far, it's pretty much gone away. I felt very happy that I remember Valhalla, when he was interviewing me, he couldn't remember a word in English, and he was saying it in French, and I knew what it was in French, so I was able to translate it for him. So I did use my limited knowledge to advance our communication. So
it's good. I mean, I used to speak almost fluent German.
Oh
And then I
wow!
didn't use it for years, and then now I can understand. I mean, some normal German. Of course, Swiss German. No, nobody other than
Nobody understands that.
no, not German. But I mean, my German was almost fluent,
Wow.
and yeah, and then I didn't use it for years and train it, and then yeah, now I mean, I can get by a little bit, on a day-to-day basis, but I wouldn't rely on my German.
These
And
days,
my Hebrew, well,
sorry, say again about your Hebrew.
yeah, my Hebrew's gone worse. That was almost fluent, and yeah, I was being very lax and not speaking enough with my dad and his friends.
Yeah.
So yeah, I gotta train it more. I mean, I did manage last year when I visited my aunt because she doesn't speak English, so we gotta speak Hebrew.
Oh, I see.
And my cousin does speak English, so they can. My cousin comes over, is like, "How did you guys talk?" He doesn't speak Hebrew. This is what we've been speaking for an hour, so I think I'm doing fine. I don't get everything, but we managed.
Black Cat decided to double move onto the home portal and manages to flip it. Actually, oh look, and the mod is working better now. Seems like.
Yeah.
So wow, that's a big move for Toast. This turn is really going Toast's way.
Yeah, but she did get pushed off, so now Toad is in range 2 and can flip it there with 1 success from where he is.
Toad, you scumbag! Oh, he's so miserable. Ah! All right, he's gonna do it. Let's see if he manages. Sure enough, no props and no skull. Toad's like a big F you.
Take it right back. Yeah. The thing is, if nobody threatens him, yeah, he's gonna run into this. Is he gonna run to the corner? Maybe be ready for a late round, running up to the northern point and stealing that, and then staying away from all the dangerous girls down here.
Yeah.
ASM and
Spider-Woman. He's feeling out of his element. He's like,
yeah, he's like, I've taken the point back. I'm now gonna run to the corner and be ready to in turn 6 run up and steal that point.
Let's see if he does it. But yeah, that's looking good. Ugh. That'll be the last activation of this round as well. So looks like we've got 2 portals for Jim, along with 2 scrolls, and 2 and 2 for Toast.
Yeah, Toast still have an action though. No, he can outrun ASM, but if he runs up to that corner, he can always activate and go and flip it course, the problem is if he's in the corner, ASM catches him and takes the scroll back. Toad's never gonna get that back from ASM.
Yeah. Toad shook his slow. Thank you, Obisicus. Obisicus. Thank you. He shook the slow and moved once, so that's why he's where he is now. And
But I mean,
that ends the round at
sorry.
round 3, so that's 9-7, and this will be Toast's priority. Go ahead, Jim. Gil.
Yeah, but it makes more sense also doing that because now he can double move next turn and then flip. Well, whenever he wants to double move and flip that point.
Gil, what is your name in English, or is it a uniquely Danish name?
No, it's a Hebrew name. It's Gil, and it means joy.
Joy. Oh, okay. Hey.
Yeah.
Was
Apparently, I was
was
told.
your mother Jewish as well?
No. She was Danish. She can actually track her family line all the way back to the second king of Denmark, Harald Blåtand, Bluetooth.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
and I thought it was one family name, but apparently it was the other family name, which in Danish is plowman, which means the plowman,
uh-huh.
and that can go. So we had a relative back then who basically was plowing the fields, and that was his last name.
Yeah. That's how last names were invented. I'm certain of it. Is that they
Oh yeah, yeah, back then.
it was just
You're talking back in in was it in the year 900 something. So it's all the way back there. Yeah, so she can track her family back to then, and then my dad moved in from Israel in the 60s when Denmark was missing workers, so they were importing a lot of people from Yugoslavia, and there was a lot of people from Israel who moved here.
Oh, okay. So yeah, when did he arrive? What year? Do you remember?
Oh, somewhere like I don't actually know exactly. I see my older sister's born in 67, and she was a couple of years old when my dad met my mom. So somewhere between 66, 65, and 67. 65 and 67. Somewhere around there. Because he's been in Denmark a year or two before he met my mom, and my older sister was 2 years old
Hmm.
when he met my mom. So somewhere around there.
Okay.
65, 67.
All right. So he came over as a worker and then met your mom.
Yeah. Then he got a job here, and then a couple of years later, he bought a house, and
Nice.
they had before that when they were in an apartment, and then my sister, he was 2 months old when we 2 or 3 months old when we bought this house that I've now inherited from my dad.
Mm.
Yeah, it was a quite funny story when he come up because apparently to buy this house in an enclosed community, you had to be a member of a specific bank. My dad said, "Fine, I'll change to that bank." And it says, "How do you want the bank loan for the house?" My dad says, "No, I'll just pay it cash." And they're like, "What?" "Yeah, I'll just pay it cash." So he did.
I think this is Ghost Spider going into Miles or Spectacular Spider-Man. Not sure, but good lord, Jim's dice are crappy tonight. He rolled 2 blanks in his skull, for the love of God. Although the attack roll is crappy as well. It looks like just one hit. What's that?
Yeah, one hit. Yeah, that would have been a better defense roll actually.
Yeah. Oof. Jim dodged one there. Yikes.
Well, they're both played factions that don't really want to rely on dice, and they're doing well on that point.
Yeah, exactly. Like the game is actively dissuading them from rolling dice. Like, look, stop it.
Yeah. Yeah, which is not good when you have pay to flips because you have to roll some dice. Yeah. So, yeah. Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah, it looks like it's Gwen into Spectacular Spider-Man. She's beating up the little
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah, and that was a spender too, and she did nothing. That's horrible.
Yeah.
So what's gonna happen now?
What's going to happen now? Indeed.
It's a little bit of a clusterfuck there. I mean,
Yeah.
if you had Daredevil now with a ton of power, he would hurt people.
Yo. Yep.
So if you're gonna go for him, you got to kill him because if not, he's gonna clear the board over there.
I
He's
think
gonna.
Gwen might be done because Jim's already using his sticks to measure stuff out, but she doesn't have a tick mark on her.
No, I think that he's yeah. There's a. What are they checking out? You gotta stay on. You gotta keep focused the whole time.
Keep focused.
Yeah. Well, especially when they don't always. but they don't put the tick rolls on time and but I think they're still checking something out because she must have one more action.
Yeah, Abyss, I guess, has a good point. Maybe it's looking for sacrifice targets.
They check sacrifice a couple of times and then they're checking other options. Yeah. Yeah, because if he goes into Crystal, she might want to sacrifice into Spider-Woman or Spider-Man, depending on who you want
Yeah,
to be
so he
kept
played
alive.
sacrifice. He's played sacrifice.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not sure into who. I think it's into Spider-Woman, though.
I think so because that's where he was measuring, and she's the most tanky with the most health.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my God! Look at the Toast roll on the attack. Look, Web Warriors players. This is your lot in life. Stop rolling dice. You're embarrassing yourselves. Stop.
Yeah.
Either that or stop using my dice because they're not very good. Find better dice.
I mean, I feel yeah. This is where you just want to reach out and hug people, you know. This is if this was a real life game. That's where you start apologizing to your opponent, even though you hadn't done anything.
Yeah, sure.
I've seen that happen so many times that you're just like, "Oh, I'm sorry for you."
Yes. Nigel Steven Swayze makes a very good point. We always talk about the fact that you need to sacrifice heavily to the dice gods before you come onto these streams. Otherwise, you're just asking for problems. But Nigel makes a good point that spider people don't have any gods to sacrifice to. See, this is why you need religion, people. Who else are you going to sacrifice to get the dice favor on your side? By the way, Gil, I put up a meme that I just found today on a friend's page. I don't know if you saw it, but it's various pictures. The title of it is if Vikings had social media or cell phones. And it's a picture of Vikings doing like burning villages and killing people, and they're doing like selfies above the burning village with the Saxons running around and stuff like that. It's really kind of macabre, but it's funny at the same time.
That's cool. The one I like is the one where you see the Vikings running away from a convent with all the loot, and it's like on this day in what was it 971?
Right.
The Vikings saved all these treasures from a burning convent. There's a there.
That's like the news today. Double speak in the news.
That was, I think, as far as recorded ones, the first attack they did, they came onto the shore and they found a convent. And it was like everybody was just in there praying, and there was no weapons, and you just walked in and beat everybody up and took all the gold and ran away.
Yeah.
And burned the convent. So you see this photo of them running away from a burning convent, saying.
Liberating.
Yeah. And you're like, yeah, lucky they were here to save everything before the monastery burned down.
All right. Jim's decided to. So Toast had a terrible activation with Ghost Spider, so that's fine. Then Black Cat's portaled herself a little bit closer to ASM. I believe is attacking him, which I find interesting. Probably trying to stagger him. Oh God! Look at these rolls. Sure enough. So he's done no damage, but put the stagger on ASM, which is probably the best thing you could do to an ASM when you don't have a lot of heavy hitters on your team.
Yeah, but ASM got 1 power from the rolling a crit. But getting the stagger on him is fine. Because unless you can kill him, you don't really want to do damage and power to him. I mean, yeah, he does get 1 from the crit. What can you do? He would do that anyway. Oh, somebody that don't like this Black Cat play.
No, that's Connor. He's a Web Warriors master. He's like disapproves of this sensei. He doesn't approve of this dojo.
Yeah, but you gotta remember with Connor. Connor doesn't approve of anything that isn't what Connor wants.
Wow. Pow.
I said that.
You say that with love. You say it with love.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, Connor. That is true. But he still can't take the point. Well, he can if he makes power as well.
Don't forget, Gil, you
But
need to repeat what you're reading because people won't be on the channel necessarily.
true, yeah. He says now he can web swing and kick instead of having to move and kick. It's true, but he still needs to create power if you want to do any scenario play. And if you move away from the point, he can't web swing over there and kick and generate power. Then he can just move and try and take a point, and then he can't do anything else. But of course, if Black Cat stays there, oh no, that's oh yeah. He can go there. Yeah, I don't know.
All right, who's
We'll see.
activated? I got distracted by posting that meme. It's in the chat, people, if you want to see that meme.
Oh, Connor did actually agree with me a little bit, so that's good.
All right, who's attacking though, Gil? Or somebody, anybody?
Sorry. Oh, it's 2 wilds. So somebody is actually doing something if that was the attack roll.
Yeah, 3 hits.
But well, it doesn't matter who hits who because yeah, if Jeff is hitting, he's doing 1 damage. If Jim is hitting, he's doing no damage.
No, it's Jeff's turn, so it's Toast's turn.
Okay, Jeff is doing 1 damage into somebody. Who is he hitting?
Daredevil into somebody. Thank you, sir. First time chatter.
Okay. Yeah, so we got something. We got half of the equation. So let's see who's damage going on to.
It would be Miles or Spectacular Spider-Man or Crystal. Could be Spider-Woman. Could be anybody.
Oh, it's not Spider-Woman because he didn't take any damage. He hadn't put any damage on. Nobody's taken anything. So they haven't put any damage onto. Oh, it's got to be somebody who counts blanks then. Isn't there one of them?
Spider-Woman. That would be Spider-Woman.
So that's 3 into 3. So that's why there's no damage on anybody. So he's now gonna move and do something. Why is he moving out there? He has the point.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's holding a scroll, so you don't want to stand there and get beaten up.
Okay. Yep. Good point. All right, that was it for Daredevil. Miles took 1 damage, apparently. Yeah, Miles took 1 damage. Yeah, okay. It was Miles that he was attacking. Yeah. Thank you, Connor.
Yeah, because if he's staying there, he's going up against 3 characters, and he's holding a scroll. So it's better to run away so they can't have all their attacks into him. It makes sense.
Thurban, I have a video on how to learn how to play TTS. If you go to my YouTube channel, which is DR for Doctor, DR Norbert Games, the pinned post is a tutorial on how to use the mod. So feel free to go ahead and take a look. Also, join the MCP TTS Discord server. If you don't have a link to that through one of your friends, you can message me at on Discord, DR _ Norbert.
Yeah, Connor just said he thinks the play was to do ASM whip swing and try to daze Toad and grab his scroll.
Okay.
But then, well, I mean, Daredevil is on full health, so he probably wouldn't go down to 1 guy. So he could have stick around for a little bit. But ASM is no danger. But Toad can run away now.
Yeah, but Jim's looks like he's got other plans, Jim.
Yeah, everybody's focused on the big cluster. Yeah. Let's see. Does Jim has any models with a push or pull here, so you can get Gwen? Well, he just needs to kill Gwen, and then he can take the point very easy.
Yeah. He just needs, in quotes. That's not so easy. Stupid ghost spider.
1 health left. Yes, he doesn't have a list full of throwers because then it would have been easy.
All right. Well, he's measuring everything he can possibly do here.
Yeah. Well, you gotta look at your options. Yeah, he's also looking at running away with Toad before he web swings over and kills him.
That reminds me of the treants in The Lord of the Rings. I remember reading it. I think it might have been the Hobbit book, actually, but it kept saying how the treants were constantly complaining about how humans are so hasty. They should be less hasty.
Yeah.
All right, Jim's going to take Toad into the corner. He's putting Baby in the corner, and Baby likes it.
Well, it was like in the with the Treants in the movie when they do the first discussion with the hobbits, and then when they finally discuss, it's like, yeah, we now agreed you're not goblins. Like 2 hours later, okay, can we move along to go and kill the goblins?
All right, Jim's deciding what to do with the second move, but yeah, he's going in the corner. That's Toad in the corner. So you got 2 hit points left and a scroll.
Yeah, well, you can definitely put baby in the corner, Toad in the corner.
You put baby in the corner. So Gil, I understand that you're one of the oldest wargamers in existence. I just found this out.
Yeah, well, I mean, officially I'm 52, but if you ask the Danish gaming community, my first fireworks display was the Big Bang Theory, the Big Bang.
What? I don't
So
understand this. What are you saying?
they're saying I'm so old that the first fireworks I saw, that was the Big Bang.
Yeah, you saw the creation of heavy elements. You saw the disappearance of antimatter from the universe. Amazing.
I mean, if I say, back in, in '85, I did this, and then if they're being generous, they only say, oh, wait, was that 17 or 1885? I was like, thank you, yes, you're not old.
All right, ASM has swung over to Miles Morales, which is a good move, trying to take out the leadership, and has attacked him. 4 hits with a crit. Crit doesn't roll into anything. Only 1 save, and the rerolls don't really help. Eesh. Okay, here more rerolls happening. Hold on. But 4 hits going into Miles so far with 1 save so far. Oh God, Jim's dice. Oh Lordy, that's it. Yeah, two went through.
3 went through.
3 went through. Sorry. So he's on
1
4 out of 5. He's got 1 left. ASM has 1 more action to still to go.
Yeah, he do something before he goes. He can't really run away anywhere, so he needs to get something out of him before he loses the leadership. So yeah, that's not good for Jim having the first one to go being his leader, and he has 2 models, teetering on the brink of doom.
Oh, he had a shook stagger. Thank you, Hibiscus, for reminding us. So he shook stagger, web swung over, did 1 attack in Miles. So Miles dodged a friggin' bullet there. Yeesh. Black Cat saved Miles' ass, essentially, with that stagger. Good Lord. Right, back over to Jim. Poof. And didn't get the trigger to momentum. Yeah. Yep. All went bad for Toast there. Amos is saying Black Cat saving Spidey is very on point. It's so true. Very, very thematic. All right, listen, Gil, you've got a match coming up, homeboy. So
yes,
you put that bottle aside now, sir.
That was my last drink.
Okay, because it looked like a pretty big glass just now that went down your throat.
Actually, just a small wine glass.
Uh-huh.
I've had 2 not full glasses, and then this is not. Let me just see how many percent it is.
Maybe it's just 20%, probably.
It's only 16.4, so it's light.
Oh wow, that's really light. Okay, sure, go have another glass then.
I felt the first one because I was really tired. I'm better now, but I think the combination of fighting off fever, being tired, and some of that, I should probably stop now so I stay awake for the game coming after this, because it's it's round 3 and we're both undefeated. And I know Tero is. He wrote to me that he's changing his Weapon X list because apparently I know it better than he does.
Yeah, Taro's a good player. He's from Finland. Finns did really great at the WTC, and it was great to have him there because they know how to party. Oh my God, do they party?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember 2 WTC War Machines ago in Belgium, where that was the ass slapping Finn event.
Yeah.
And then we had some guys go into the Finnish room, and one of our young players was there, and they're like, people going, "Where's Frederick?" "Oh, I left him in the party." "You mean the party with the Finns?" "Yes." "Well, he's a big guy, but it's a room full of Finns and vodka."
I said, "You need to go rescue him now."
Yeah, we couldn't. Nobody could be bothered. They're like, "Yeah, he'll be fine." It's He came down next morning, and apparently he made it back to his room. But
okay.
Yeah, it was good. But I mean, there was a lot of people there, so I think the vodka got spread around a bit. But it was a big party. We could hear it across to we were in the U bin, so we opened our balcony, we could hear the party over on the other side.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
It looks like it was Daredevil into Crystal, but I believe she saved it all, despite rolling 5 skulls. Good God, the skulls, the dice rolling this game is disgusting. It's just really awful.
Why are people attacking?
I know. I don't know.
Just keep rolling for the scenario and then run around.
5 skulls, exactly, Connor. This is they don't have dice gods. This is the problem. This is what happens when you don't have a dice god.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God, 4 blanks and a, and a shield on the second defense roll. but he only rolls 1 hit and 2 skulls.
One hit into nothing, so he actually takes him out. He takes Gwen out.
What? No, he gets to reroll first.
It's a reroll first. Oh, a very important reroll here.
Another blank. He's got 5 blanks. Good God. Oh, okay, that was the he rolled for the point and managed to flip it without getting the skull. Wow. Wow. Okay, so that was an incredible Miles activation. Good God.
And Gwen has been staying alive on 1 hit.
I know.
Turn
So
2.
that's got to be driving Jim mad.
That's actually my question I have on the sheet. The only one so far. Why clear slow and not kill Gwen turn 2?
Yeah, and after that, it's why are you rolling dice?
Yeah. Now I can put exclamation marks behind that because apparently because you didn't kill her, she decided not to die for the rest of the game or something. And then everybody else is nobody's taking any damage right now with the
Omnis is saying Gwen either takes 1 shot or 17 attacks.
Yeah, that's true.
It's true. And poor Mike DeLuca, when I was playing him at the WTC, he had the 1-shot Gwen, sadly. He committed Gwen, admittedly a little risky, but it was I think a fair gamble. But Shadowland Daredevil was having none of it. Took her out. It was really bad.
But it happens. I mean, yeah. When you're talking about the average on the dice, it's over 1,000+ dice rolls, and sometimes you get 5 of the really shitty ones in the same game or the same round,
right?
And then it looks really, really bad. Or you get the absolutely extreme blow up dice rolls. I mean, my Loken going into Juggernaut and rolling 5 crits and ending up doing 12 damage into Juggernaut and his injured side, and Juggernaut just goes off the table. Hulk rolling 12 dice and doing 2 hits. Or the worst one is when you roll 7 hits and then the opponent blocks all of it. You're like, how the hell did you do that? But that's the way it is. Oh, are we seeing... Somebody's looking... Are you looking at it all whipped up? No, but...
Is that what happened now?
No, I just saw somebody was looking at it because it came up on the screen.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Somebody was checking it out.
So Black Cat, this is Toast's Black Cat, has moved and flipped the home portal on Jim's side, and then decided to move a little bit further away. And
so they basically
what's that?
Yeah, they swapped a point. So Jim took his, and then Jeff took his home point. I have a feeling some of them is going to change hands a couple of times more.
Okay, so Black Cat has done her grappling hook and then second move to be near Daredevil, and I think she's calling it a day there.
See, Charles said his 3rd run at WC had to keep apologizing because my dice wanted to make off all the whips in my first 2 games. Yeah. But it happens, Yeah.
Wow. Look at this. Obsidious makes a great point about the fact that the amount of movement in this game is nuts. And absolutely. Look at Crystal. Crystal decides to double move with her freaking long move and is going to try to flip that home portal back again to Jim.
Yeah.
Jim owns two portals so far. See if he can make it a third. He's looking for one success. He does it with no skull. Safe and.
I think they've come to the realization we have. Don't roll dice other than flipping points because you're not really gonna do any damage. I mean, if you can't kill somebody with one left on multiple attacks, don't bother. Just
so Crystal sounds like a solid choice in this matchup.
Yeah, and she's also survived for a while now.
Yeah. She's long mover, flying, and survives on one. What a boss.
Apparently, that's the thing in the Web Boys. You need to get to 1 hit point left, and then you can't die. If you either get killed before you get to 1, or you stay at 1. So the only one who's in danger is Toad and Spectacular because they're taking some damage, so they might die.
Jacob Deaton complaining that there's nothing been KO'd yet in round 3, and I'm like, clearly he's a CGR lover, and he's so very confused.
Deaton, you have noticed that we got Web Wars and Web Wars, right? I mean, that somebody's actually been flipped is amazing.
CGR is very, very confused. What's wrong with these people?
Nothing better than D-Crisis teams on D-Shape.
Yeah. Right, so this is Toast Smiles going back from the top port of the board to the center and looking to take out Jim's Miles, which is be bad because this would be removing him off the table and the leadership would go away. But I'm going to say it's going to be quite likely. Let's see if the dice gods say yes. Oh, God, yes. 5 hit points, two blanks and a skull.
Yeah, no amount of reroll is going to save him from that. You can have all the rerolls in the world if you don't have enough dice.
Oh, God.
Well, there you go. Ask and you shall receive.
Yeah, Deaton screwing Jim over with his Schadenfreude. Get out of here, Deacon. This is a Web Warriors game. We don't need that killing nonsense. Get out of here.
Oh, now we know who's the better Miles.
Yeah, it turns out the Jeff's Miles didn't flip the point either. Thank you, Obsidious, for keeping us on point. Oh, so Jim's still winning in that regard with his Miles.
Yeah. What have you done, Deaton? Inciting murder in a Web Boys game. What's up with that?
Okay, so that's the end for Jeff, and we have Spider-Woman and Spectacular Spider-Man left to go. The scrolls are on Miles, Jeff's Miles, and on Daredevil, which are both sort of on the top side of the screen here. And looks like Jim's going to try to go after the point instead, which makes a load of sense since it's not contested, and he very likely can get there.
Yeah, and he's trying to see if he goes there with a web swing, he needs to generate power, or otherwise he can just move twice and get there. Oh no, because he might just be out of range. Or he can put everything into Miles.
Yeah, he could try to take out Gwen.
Oh yeah. He's he needs to take out Gwen first, and then take out Miles, and then he can interrogate. That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, but it's also a lot of points if he manages it.
Yeah, sure.
He gets the interrogate. He gets the scroll because he needs to.
Ooh, Mike DeLuca putting out that witty banter might happen from ASM. Great ability, not only because it's good ability in terms of the rules, but it's just so fluffy and so good.
And how much power does ASM have? He has enough for one witty banter. No? Yeah, he has enough for one. So somebody's attacking into somebody.
So there's 2 hits from Jim into 1 save so far, but rerolls incoming.
3. 2 hits and a wild.
Oh, big barn. Yeah, 3 into 1 save. So 2 are going through on somebody. Yeah, that was into Gwenpool. Finally, Gwen. I keep saying that. Ghost Spider. Ghost Spider finally goes down. She gets
He's
dazed.
got to take her out first. Also, well, she didn't have enough for lifesaver, but he still needs to take her out.
Yeah. Okay, that was Spectacular Spider-Man, I think.
That not only one. Yeah, then he's gonna jump, move, and flip that point.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because now he has a point for that. So 2 for the web swing, then a medium move, then he'll be on that point. That's easy peasy.
There we go. So he's moved over there. Let's see if he flips it successfully. Needs 1 success. And does it. No problem. No skull. Wow. So that's 4 portals to Jim. 4 portals and 2 scrolls. So he's got 6 points right now that Toast can do nothing about since he has no active characters left.
So if Spider-Woman takes down Miles, that's it.
Through interrogate.
Oh yeah, he can just interrogate for the win, can he?
Yeah.
He just interrogate because he's scoring 6 now. That's 15, and if he scores 1 more from interrogate, he wins.
Yeah. Interrogate.
Interrogate is 1 point, right?
Which
even...
which is what Connor did to me a long time ago. Still remember it. So it left a mark.
So he's stand there and interrogate her. Yeah, that's what he's going to call around.
Yeah,
and interrogate
16.
her.
Wow. Interrogate is such a gut punch, but it's effective, and it got the win right off from underneath. And then look at the score, and 16-9. That is such a Web Warrior score. You know, it's just they get an advantage and then they just run away with it. And it's usually worse of a difference when you're playing against a non-Web Warriors player. So, good Lord, is that a masterclass in Web Warriors? Whoo-wee. Right, that's the end of turn 3. Gil, I'm going to hang up on you. We'll meet over in the their channel on TTS Discord, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, see you there. All right, everybody, if you got questions, please do throw them into the chat. We will ask the players, see what we can answer. Gaming tables, here we are. And there we are. Hello.
Play. I was like, let me just try and wipe one off the board, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hello,
everybody.
hello.
Hey, it's me and Gil here. Thank you so much for letting us stream your really interesting game.
Yeah, thanks for streaming it.
Cheers. So, Jeff, let's start with you, my friend. First of all, for the international audience, can you please explain what a pork roll is?
Oh, you're asking the wrong guy. Actually, I come from the Taylor Ham side of New Jersey.
All right. Well, tell us the controversy.
I will explain anyway, right?
Okay, please.
So, and I have to mark my words because my buddy Will, who kind of runs our little gaming crew, which is Pork Roll Protocol, has been threatening to kick me off multiple times for trying to rename it to Taylor Ham Tactics. That only some New Jersey people will understand.
That's so good.
Yeah, but it's basically it's a breakfast meat that we have over in New Jersey and some parts of New York adapted as well. But it's basically a little mini civil war that's going on in the state, where it's pretty much north versus south, and there's just different names for it. But it's essentially like a kind of a thick ham that you have with like a breakfast sandwich or just as a side to like some eggs.
Right.
And we're very passionate about it.
Yeah. So for Jim's benefit, you can understand some of the UK folks. It's very similar to what we would call bacon in the UK, which is more like back bacon in the United States, but it has a particular flavoring depending on which side of New Jersey you're on. Because pork roll is more to the south, and Taylor, what was the other one?
Taylor ham.
Taylor ham is more to the north of New Jersey.
Yeah, it's more of a branding thing. Like the brand is Taylor, so
right,
sort of like how you call Band-Aids and adhesive bandages and stuff like that.
Right,
so
right.
That kind of thing.
Well, Jeff, it's a pleasure having you on the show. First time, lovely having you stream this game. It's a great time slot as well. We got lots of players from all different parts of the United States and Europe watching tonight.
Yeah, Jim said he was very appreciative that we were able to get it done. I ended up being fortunate. I had the week off of work, so we were able
Oh,
to make a friendly time zone for everyone.
perfect. All right. I'm here with Gil. We have questions. And I think the biggest one is um, I think questions on your team selection. Why did you include Daredevil in this particular matchup? And why didn't you use the ASM leadership?
Okay, so the ASM leadership, that's a little bit easier of a question. I used it in my game against Shadow Marvel, and it really starves out my power. I wasn't quite able to get Wong in there, which would help with advanced R&D, but it being pay to flips rather than just a normal D shape
Mhm.
is why I went with Miles. The ASM leadership paying for the slows and everything just became a little bit too. I wasn't able to do the things that I wanted to do. So I tried to eliminate that cost and just have the Miles leadership.
Okay. So were you happy with the loadout then in the end?
I was pretty happy. The only thing, unfortunately, I did tweak the roster a little bit going into this game, and I was hoping to draw favorable crises for Daredevil defenders. That's kind of what my main list is. I do
Mhm.
run Web Warriors for the D shapes, but I would much prefer to run Daredevil. Unfortunately, I've just been getting D's, so the Web Warriors. I think it's a nice dual list. I think it really has legs going forward.
Mhm.
Um, I think defenders are just missing a little bit to help them on D shapes, and then
Yep.
I think there'll be a pretty solid solo affiliation.
Yep.
But for right now, I'm happy going the dual list. But I did. Um, I was hoping that maybe I threw an Electra instead of Spider Woman. Is what I'm getting at, and that was my other 4 threat. And I did that because I know that a lot of people like to run Fs with like high scenario teams,
Yep.
and I wasn't sure if Jim did, but I know it is a possibility. So I wanted to be able to eliminate any sort of like 4-1 X on extracts type of things that I wouldn't see coming by having the grunts to take one and then pass it back, or activate the grunts to grab one and then activate Electra to grab another one of mine.
Hmm.
That way I could sort of grab two off the rip.
Mm.
So it didn't end up I didn't end up needing it, so it did feel bad in the moment not having Spider Woman here. But I think Daredevil did okay. He was really threatening. Unfortunately, he only got the 4 power and not the 5 power to do a really big spender there,
Yep.
which I think could have definitely turned the tides of the game.
You
So
were not
yeah, I
if
think he was just like I was just like a little bit off on doing some of the things I wanted to do, and it could have been a different game.
Jim, you had some thoughts?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I want to hear more about pork sandwiches or pork rolls. I didn't realize that was. I
Oh,
needed to know.
it's
I
very
didn't
big.
realize I
It's very
needed to know
big.
that.
Yeah.
Well,
They are quite good, actually, Jim. And as a Brit, I think you would love them because they're not quite what we're used to, but at the same time, tasty and similar to what we're used to. So, yeah, try it if you're
it's
over
oh
there.
funny.
yeah, that
And then
sounds great. I'm all for new ways of putting pig in bread. So yeah, let's make it happen.
So, Jim, I'm gonna come back to you, Jeff. But just as we're on the topic of team selection, the crew on the chatters, and including myself, actually, quite interested in why you have portals in your roster at all, and secondly, how you found using Crystal in general. People are really intrigued about Crystal in a Web Warriors team.
Yeah, sure. So I've got portals and madmen in my roster because I think it's quite good against the attrition nonsense that we're seeing in a minute, particularly Ghost Rider. So I haven't been changing my roster from game to game. So this is just what I've been playing in the league up to now. So this is what I would take to a 1-day or 2-day tournament in the UK.
Okay.
And I have them in there because I think they're just very good against mindless attrition.
And
I
and
think
is the point there because you can just keep yourself far away from CGR?
yeah, if you can go like wider than the attrition team and not have to stand on the secure, as well as sort of tax their movement and power, you can. Yeah, I think it's a bit easier to get ahead. Ghost Rider is in particular, like he can on a traditional secure, he can pull you off, and even though he's not scoring, he's preventing you scoring. Whereas he can't do that at all on a pay to flip. So
Right.
that's why they're in there.
Okay.
Crystal is the only 3-threat I've got who can make this roster work, so that's why she's there. So she's normally for the A-Force side of the roster.
Yep.
But I wanted to go. Yeah, I really, really wanted to be 6 wide because I knew Jeff couldn't do that with his roster. Maybe he could in Defenders. I wasn't so sure, but I was concerned that I thought with the Crisis Flip that it was likely we'd end up playing the Webs Mirror. And then I did some quick mental maths and think I worked out that he couldn't be Web Warriors affiliated and go 6 wide, and I could. And I thought that would be advantageous. And Crystal was the only character who made that work, which she's not bad.
If I went Wong and Luke, I could still be Web Warriors and 6 wide.
Wong and Luke. Okay.
Yeah, Wong and Luke. And I'm not sure that would have been a team that I wanted to go, but it's technically possible. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Anymore, so you'd probably still be losing out on the scenario, wouldn't you, if you've been less mobile against?
Yeah, it wouldn't have been fun. I don't think it would have been a better roster. So I think you made the right call for sure. But
yeah,
I could have technically done it.
All right, so Jim, you were kind of forced into it because of threat levels, but how did you find her? She seemed really actually quite valid in this scenario combination.
Yeah, she's great. Crystal's really enjoying her. She's sort of held back by her affiliation tags, like just Inhumans and A-Force, which are sort of 2 lesser represented affiliations. So is hard to splash her, but she's great. You know, she can make a lot of attacks. She's really fast. With Miles, she's quite defensive with the 2 rerolls.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of her.
Awesome.
It didn't come up in this matchup as well, but she can actually prevent the Web Warriors from shaking slow if you manage to web them up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think it works on weak cakes, but you can just prevent them using a shake action to shake slow, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, that's 2 questions we have for you in that, Jim. One is a lot of people we put down. That was our turn 2 question. Why clear slow on Spider-Woman, not kill Gwen? And then she survived almost the rest of the game.
Yeah, it doesn't look so great now, does it? But I wasn't expecting Miles to daze to Gwen. So when Jeff did the really early or webbed up, I thought a good counter would just be to be quite passive that turn. I thought I was already 2 points ahead, I think. And I thought if I could just shake slow and do nothing this turn, at least that card's gone. Because in this matchup, he essentially has it and I don't, because he has weak cakes and I don't have that.
Yeah, why?
So, because I've got a dual affiliation, I can't really squeeze in the 3rd web card for this.
That's the bonus of Defenders missing some of their key team tactics cards.
Yeah. So I've got to
all
take
the space.
Yeah, and I've got special delivery and stalwart and stuff like that in the dual affiliation list. So I think there maybe I did it the wrong way around. I thought I shook with Spider-Woman first. Maybe I should have done Miles first. But I think I did some quick maths, and I thought he probably wouldn't daze to Gwen's activation. But if he did it, he'd be on like a lot of power and could then like clap back into Daredevil, maybe steal an extract and run off, or at least like force miss an objective, which was going to be a problem for the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But so that's why I did it that way around. But maybe it would have been better to do shake with Miles first, or as you suggest, just fully pound into Gwen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we were expecting some more Miles attacks from both sides to try and take scrolls off, but whoever had the scrolls just had him for the rest of the game. There was no stealing going on; it was just flipping points.
Yeah, let's get Jeff's reaction to that. Actually, how did you feel the game went from your perspective? What were you trying to do, and where did it go off the rails?
I think it was actually I didn't know, and I saw the card when it happened, the cat and spider. I didn't realize it let him interact with both.
Yes.
So that actually was a really nice play.
Really
that
beautiful.
I hadn't seen.
Mm-hmm.
And when I originally saw the card, I was like, oh, okay, maybe he's going to throw cat into me at one point for a steal and then run away to kind of get around the fact that it's an action now. And I was like, oh, that's a nice adaptation, you know?
Yep.
I didn't see the opening play, and maybe that's on me just for not knowing, and I don't know how common that is. But I think it's really smart.
Nobody knows that card. That's Jim being Jim. You got Jim.
Yeah, that was really good.
I got that
yeah.
from our friend Tom Fretwell Norbert in our
Oh,
little group chat.
right
Yeah.
on.
He posted that. So yeah, cheers, Tom.
Cool.
ASM, when I deployed him, I kind of knew that I wasn't going to be able to get to the portal within one. So that was going to slow him down. I tried to put him on the well, just didn't quite fit. So that put him behind a little bit, and then it was kind of purely reactive from there. I liked the line of play that I had. I don't think it was bad going for the early all webbed up once I got the power. Getting 4 of them, I think it was, with all webbed up was probably as best as I could hope for.
That
It's
was
a little
really
bit
good.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
It was a little bit unfortunate that I had to use it at the end of his activation. It would have been nice to get it before. But yeah, from there it was just I honestly I like most of my lines of play. Maybe I would have liked to have interacted with Black Cat a little bit more, but like I said, I was just kind of reacting. Him having the 6 versus 5 really left me kind of chasing him around.
Right.
And then once he moved Toad away, I knew like I'm on a clock now, and I needed to. I thought if I could just get through this turn and maybe get like to 11 with him being at 13 or 14, then there'd be enough points for me to stick around a little bit. But there was no way I was going to be able to put a unit and go take a one away from Toad and still be able to keep up on scoring. So I think I don't know. I said to Jim earlier, I don't think it was egregious, but I was a little below average on my pay to flip Lux.
Yeah.
And that would have definitely kept me hanging around. So
Yeah.
it would have been nice to see where one more turn would have got me, because then Daredevil would have hit that 5 power, would have got the nice spender. I will say nice play to Jim. I tried to bait him in a little bit. I got rid of that sacrifice card, and then I really wanted him to attack my Daredevil just to give me that little bit of power to hit that 4-man spender. I ended up being 1 off. But he recognized it. He was thinking about attacking me, and then he recognized it and went somewhere else and forced me to try and get the power myself, which I ended up only hitting Miles for 1 instead of 2. So that could have been another game changer.
Yeah.
But
that would have been con.
I don't hate any of the lines of play that I took. I'm sure there's some mistakes when I go back and watch, and some other lines I could have taken, but immediately I don't have like a gut wrenching feeling that I made some big mess up.
Well, there was one question.
Go ahead,
the turn where you went with Miles instead of going ASM into Toad before you ran away, you could have probably gotten Toad down and taken off the scroll from him. Did you think about that?
I did think about that, but I think at the time ASM was staggered.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't super comfortable with it. But I could have went for it. I could have definitely went for it. But I just didn't quite think. I also thought he would maybe save Toad for just a little bit longer, and I would still have that option open. But I didn't want to go for it because that was like kind of swinging for the fences a little bit, to the point where if I messed up there, then I'm definitely screwed. Whereas if I went with Miles first, then maybe I could get him looking over here and do something over here first, and then I would still have the ASM into Toad as an option. But I didn't see it as like you have to go now here, and like that'll be a game winner.
Well, sometimes you got to take a gamble and hope it's the right one.
That's true. It is true.
So Jim, let's talk about your game plan then. How were you expecting this game to go, and how did you have to adapt?
Like this is how I thought it would go. I've been fortunate to practice sort of 6 versus 5 webs for a few times in the last few weeks, and I think it does go like this on pay to flips. I think being able to go last is such a massive advantage, and just having more bodies and being able to like tax everybody's power sort of slows the game down and favors the team that's got more characters to interact with secures with.
And to be explicit, having more characters means you're going last, and that means you have opportunities to pay to flip last. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, that's right. And I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but if you've got a point on either side of the map, the person without priority has to go last on both sides. So sometimes it can end up being like a 4-point swing. If they go flip the point, you go do the same on the same side, and then it happens again on the other side of the map. you can be that can be a 4-point swing, and it's going last is just huge. So being able to with this particular crisis combination and the cat and the spider play, being able to go first, have a safe grab, and then have the last activation in the first round as well as the rest of the game, I thought was just a really big advantage. And I mean, Jeff played really well, but that plus the some of the rolls, like I think he didn't get any of his contested flips, and I got all of mine.
Yep.
So I think just put him in a really difficult position. Hard to come back from that, I think.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, Jill.
Yeah, I mean, it does help when you just need to succeed twice in contested, and him failing once or twice, and it's a huge point swing.
Yeah, that's right.
Because we were suggesting that you guys were rolling way too many dice for Web Warriors, because every time you did roll dice, it was a complete disaster.
Yeah, Gwen's activation, like I didn't expect her to be up at 1, but she stayed at 1, so I got an extra activation out of her.
Yeah.
And I don't think she rolled a single success on any of her dice. but then she held her own on defense. So I was like, okay, I guess you're not useless, It was kind of funny how that worked. And like Miles rolling 7 dice with his spender and only getting 1, which then got witty bantered away. Like,
yeah, we were looking at one point. We're like, yes, just stop attacking and just roll for the points. Just
unfortunately, that didn't work out for me either.
Oh.
All right, guys. Jeff, congratulations, first of all, on making it to the quarterfinals. Every TTS season is extremely difficult. Loads of players, the best players from around the world, are competing. To get into the top 8 is amazing achievement. So congratulations to you for that.
Thanks. I'm really happy with my run. This is the first time I took this season seriously. I think I entered halfway 2 seasons ago. That's when I kind of found out about it, and then I entered last season, but it was kind of just to force myself to play games. And I think after I lost twice, I just dropped out.
Right.
But this was the first season where I sat down and I said I wanted to take it seriously. And unfortunately, the very first week, I had to cancel my game because of work.
Oh.
So I had to run 7 straight to get here, and I did, and I'm very proud of what I did.
Fantastic. I hope you recap your experiences on the pork roll protocol. Can you tell us where we can tune in to hear that?
Oh yeah, Will. He goes by Half Haze Ninja, but Will Castillo. He runs a podcast that I'm on now. He just kind of asked me to help be a co-host there. We've been doing that with another Cuts player, Mike W., who I played in the first round.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we got paired up, but it's called Game Store Guardians. It's on Spotify, YouTube, and there's quite a bit of episodes where his catchphrase is the regularly irregular scheduled podcast, because we don't really have quite a schedule, but we try and get one out every couple weeks.
All right, cool. So it's Game Store Guardians podcast, and I hope you can convince him to do a recap of the TTS run that you've had.
Oh yeah, Mike and I actually did a deep dive into our game, one of the episodes. So
Okay.
Go find that. That was a Magneto versus Daredevil game, first round of the Cuts, and I will definitely be recapping this game on the next episode.
Okay, and we hope to see you at the WTC next year, and that you bring 5 pork rolls with you so you can give to your opponents and maybe me too.
That'd be amazing. I'm not sure about WTC, but I was talking to Jim that it's a goal of mine to try and get out for one of those York weekenders, so you might see me there.
Oh, okay. Even better. As long as we get the pork rolls, we don't, or tail of hams. Either way, we don't care.
I'll try and bring a frozen package with me. Okay.
Brilliant.
I've just googled pork roll, New Jersey. Is it spam? It looks like spam.
It looks like it, but don't say that too closely to any New Jersey people. You might get strangled.
Oh, I got you. Okay. They'll whack me or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They'll go full Sopranos on you.
It looks like thin spam to me, mate. But I'll happily be proved wrong.
Jim, how far along in a TTS league have you come so far?
This is the furthest.
This is the furthest. Okay, fantastic news. Exciting that you're in the top 8. You're moving into the semifinals next week. We're looking forward to it. You're sticking to your roster. You've become an A-Force master, and so many people don't know how to manage that. Are you going to stick with it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have to play Web Warriors sometimes. That's the how you master the A-Force. But I'll stick with it.
Great.
Well, it's working, so don't fix it.
Cool. Great. So we look forward to seeing your progress. We have 2 more weeks to go. We have the semifinals next week, and then we have the finals the week after that, and then we have hiatus until January. Thank you both again for letting us stream the game. And thank you, Gil, rather, for being the co-host. It's lovely having you and catching up on your post-WTC decompression.
Thank you. Been a pleasure.
Fantastic.
Now I gotta get ready for.
Cheers, Norbert. Thanks for streaming, and thanks very much for the game, Jeff. And happy birthday again for tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
yes,
it
yesterday.
was my birthday yesterday. Thank you very much. And good luck going forward, man. Hope you win it all.
Cheers, dude. Thanks very much.
Oh, sorry, guys. Somebody's asking we're streaming on game. I don't know, but I can ask my opponent if he doesn't mind. We'll stream it on
Discord.
Just on Discord, yeah.
Yes,
if he doesn't mind, I'll stream it there.
Gil's going to play his crucial match to see if he gets a second chance qualifier for season 13 of the TTS leagues. So tune into that on Discord, on TTS Discord. And thanks everybody for chatting with us tonight. Lovely having you, keeping us tuned into what's happening and also giving us some interesting feedback and your thoughts about things. And it's just lovely interacting with you all. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoy this game. And we look forward to bringing you more matches from the TTS Season 12 League of MCP. Thank you and good night.